This is the voice of freedom. We are not one voice. We are many. We are your voice. But we can only be effective if you use your voice. Your voice. This is the voice of freedom. We will not hide from the truth. We will ask the hard questions until we are sure we have the truth. Welcome to the voice of freedom, where your voice will never be silenced.
And evening, folks, if you happen to be watching us live, g'day to whatever time of day it is if you don't happen to be watching us live. Nice to see a few people already in the chat. J11's in there. Melissa, hi. Hi, Sandra. Oh, we're having troubles on Project Matilda tonight for some reason. Oh, I know what the reason is. They're upgrading their server at the moment, so I did get told there might be a few issues there. Apparently they got hacked last week. Not hacked in a bad way. No data was lost. Just slowed down a lot of video transmissions, which was a bit of a bummer for him. So Daniel's sorting that one all out. Betty's back. Hi, Betty. Nice to have you here. Tanya, sure is exciting times. The big man himself is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Vince. He is just a legend of a man, and I can't tell you what he does because he'd kill me. But if you ever need your computer fixed, he might be able to help you out. Greg, nice to see you're in too. Hello, Sandra. I can't keep up with all these people popping in and saying hi. G'day, Scotty T's back in the business. Gordon's in town tonight. Maisha's in. Oh, I haven't seen Maisha. Maisha. Now I say Maisha, but maybe it's Marissa. Look, hello. I'm going to stop embarrassing myself like this. I'm really only trying to delay the inevitable because, as you know, folks, tonight Sheree has called a meeting. She has questions. She wants them answered. And I thought I'd call in reinforcements. Good evening to the Galactic Larrikins, including Wonder Dog Neo. Hey, buddy.
Yep.
Hey, Neo. Oh, see, he's forgotten my voice already, or I just put him to sleep. Apparently, my voice has that effect on a lot of people. They like listening to me when they go to bed and they go to sleep. And it's great. Maybe not quite the way we would like that. Tasha Marie's in the house too. Hello, her. So thanks for coming in, guys. How's your week in Canberra? It can't be too bad. One of you is in a T-shirt and the other one doesn't look like he's too cold.
Well, mate, it is cold. You wouldn't even know it was summer here. You know, today, I think it's, what is it? At the moment, it's only 16 degrees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, good on global warming.
I said the other night, it was crazy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think tonight's going to be 4 degrees. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like,
And this is
wow. Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, December.
And here we are in summer.
Global warming.
Loving the global warming.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh well, that's why they changed it to climate change.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
The first red flag. As they start changing, that should be a red
real well. Tasha Marie says hello too, by the looks of it. So lovely to see her in the house. Now, boys, do you have any idea why Sheree has called this meeting?
No, we're relying on you.
I think we're in trouble, aren't we?
You're relying on me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've all had it. I expect you to run interference for me if required. Does that, seem fair?
No worries. Yep.
Good on you. Well done. Let's welcome her. Good evening, Sheree.
Hi, everybody.
I'm
Don't
really. Look, I'm just glad your camera's not working. Otherwise, I'd have to face that withering stare of yours, and I'd be in all sorts of trouble.
So, like a big ogre here.
I've seen what you've done to Gary with it, so
He's good. He's all good. He's been around. Been married for 37 years nearly, so I think he's okay.
Yeah, he definitely understands the happy wife, happy life mantra.
Oh, yes, he does. Yes.
Yes. And so he should. You're a wonderful woman.
Yeah, there's been a good test of that, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, 100%. So before you get into us, let's ask a few quick questions about you. You've been instrumental in setting up Singleton's My Place. Had your first, I think, get-together last Sunday. Tell us about it.
Oh, it was fantastic. We had about 31 people turned up. We had afternoon tea. Everyone bring a plate like you used to in the old days. We actually had lamingtons. Yes, we did. And we just all got together. The kids were playing some outdoor games that we've got. We're just doing so beautifully. It's wonderful.
So for people who are thinking about setting one up in their town, you've been, like I say, working pretty hard with a group of others to put this together. What's been your experience? Because you've actually been happy enough to put your hand in your pocket and buy things for this.
Yeah, we've put a lot in, but that's okay. That's okay to get it up and running, because we've got a beautiful couple that have actually supplied the venue for us, and we don't pay anything for that. We'll take donations. We need to cover their power and gas. We're going to refill gas bottles, etc. We've got to cover, we've got it all set up ready for children to learn the old ways of embroidery and paper craft and all sorts of stuff. So we've been and bought all that. We've just bought today a 6x4 metre, like the covers with, like, they've got the oval windows in them, and that they're fake ones, they're plastic.
Oh, yes, yeah.
But, we got one of those off Marketplace today, so that will be a big help. Yeah. So
but you've had a lot of generosity while setting it up too, when you've told people why you're buying these items.
I got 100 cup urn that I seen on Marketplace, and I messaged the guy, and because I don't know anything about urns, and I asked him a few questions, and I told him what we wanted it for and would that be suitable. He said, most suitable, that'll be fantastic. He said, come and collect it, but don't bring any money, please. Yeah.
Isn't that great?
People do things like that, so that's really good. Yeah.
I think that's marvellous, and that's just one story. There are plenty from other places around Australia too, where they're setting up My Places left and right. myplaceaustralia.org is the place to go to and have a look if you want to find out if there's one near you. And if there isn't one near you, then get a hold of us, because we want to come and set one up with you. Sheree, how is that going? Is it looking like, because I have this great dream next year to have my place at your place, maybe in a different place every Saturday night.
Wonderful. That's what we need. Yeah.
And I'm of the idea that, obviously we can't get My Places in every town that we go to on every Saturday night, but maybe for those towns that we can pull up in, maybe we can go to the showgrounds and put on a show from there, sort of thing. Camp out the showgrounds for the night, or local council caravan parks, do a show from there. Wherever we happen to be.
We've been separated. We've been separated from family. We've been separated from friends. We've been torn apart by all this rubbish. And the people that were there last weekend, every single person that got out of those cars and walked over, everyone got hugs, everyone hugged everyone. We talked and talked. It went from 2 to 4. Well, at 5:30, 5:45, the last left.
Wow.
It was just beautiful. But it was all day. Everyone just yapped, and we had we showed the new filtration systems that we got set up, bucket filtrations with takes out the heavy metals, takes out the fluoride, takes out the chlorine of the water. Very simple, with buckets and a filter, a special filter. We demonstrated that. We demonstrated rocket fires, rocket stove, that you can do if if everything went down, or just out in the bush. But it's just awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah,
it was just
wonderful
awesome.
Wonderful community that Singleton is, having spent a little bit of time there. I can imagine this is going to be a wonderful success, and it'll just be another great name on the list of My Places around Australia. So I really look forward to coming down and seeing it.
Social night on the 16th. Go to our website. We have a website, please, and it'll be great.
Social night on the 16th. So what's your website?
www.myplacesingleton.com, and we have a lovely gentleman that we know well in Singleton. Gary used to work with him, and he is donating to us a very large barbecue. So we're going to a barbecue social night. So everyone brings their own meat and a plate of salad, and we just cook the meat and everything, and then we sit down and we share, and just like we did last weekend. It was great. Yeah. Sounds like
a great time. On the 16th of December.
Yes.
Well, you might nearly get a special guest turning up that. Not a special guest. You just might get another guest turning up that night.
Yes. We've made provision for that if that happens. So that's fantastic.
He doesn't mind a sausage.
No, that's all right. Yep, plenty of them.
Cool.
Okay, boys, let's get into
nice
it.
To say.
Enough distraction. Enough distraction. Don't look worried, Bradford. Okay, so I'll start. So I'm going to make a few statements to the audience, and please comment if you agree or disagree. There are 6 parts to this for me, and then over to Carl to answer your questions. Now, each time I bring something up, if anyone wants to write up, that's a ridiculous idea, Sheree, or, I think that's great. These are things because we have a Carl who does everything for everyone else, thinks about everyone else before he thinks about himself, and it's time to stop. He has to start to make my job easier for a start, because I'm trying to get his shows booked in. Got to have fuel in the car to do that. Anyway, so I'll start with number 1. Carl's show is a show about the people for the people. He does everything to help the people. Most certainly. Spiros and the class action that he had on the other night, he's even offered to help Spiros, which he gratefully accepted. The beautiful Cass a few nights ago, she's helping people with their super. She's helping people, get the money out of the hands of these rotten sods and get that. But Carl is chasing this type of thing for the people. This is stuff we need to know. Yet we know all about spike proteins and all the rubbish that's going on and what they've done and all the rest. We've got to work on the people. We have to help the people. That's what Carl does. His show isn't full of, I know all the intel, but I can't tell you. I won't say he says that all the time. But anyway, and also My Place at Your Place. And, of course, he covers other subjects, but his show is not based on all the rot. He's always looking at ways to help the people. And I'm sure everyone would agree with that. 2, Carl is right behind the My Place movement and Darren Bergworth and setting up My Places, and this again is for the people. I know I have friends and we've set up one in Singleton, and it's just, the feeling was just amazing. You just can't even describe it. Carl is willing to go on the road and, like he said, and go to My Places and, when they have their get-togethers, whatever. He's quite happy to go and do a show there. Again, he needs fuel for that. He has to be backed. We have to back him on this. He can't just keep going on the smell of an oily rag. Like, I have full access to the website. I look what comes in donations. $40 a week, guys. $40 a week if we're lucky. That's not going to keep Carl on the road to help us and to get the word out there. And this isn't just now. This is now. And when we win this very soon, we have to keep Carl and those 2 beautiful men sitting there who need to go with him. We need to keep them on the road. We really need to keep them on the road then, because, as we know, the people are going to just start freaking out. They're just going to, they just keep going and going, because they have to get the word out there and they have to have shows to do that. So looks like people are agreeing with that. I know he's the best, and what a dancer. Cashmere. Tell me more. I haven't seen the dancing, but we might need a jig there on the 16th, I think. Yeah. 3, Carl does not sit behind a desk. He does not sit behind a desk and just put his show out from behind the desk. Carl he gets out there with the people. We need to keep him funded to do this. I know I've just said about some weeks it's $40. His expenses are like everybody else, plus his are even more because he's going around. Carl has his car to maintain, his fuel, he needs to eat, he has bills to pay, he has accommodation. He leaves his home and he goes out on the road. He's in a different bed every night, and blah, blah, blah. It goes on and on. Carl was extremely naughty, and I'm so cross with him. Okay, I'm pissed off because he said he's sticking to his guns and he is not going to ask anyone for a subscription. He can't do it. He thinks that if he gets subscriptions, people will think he's going to buy himself a $500,000 house or whatever. No, he's not. He wants to get out there and he wants to help everyone. And he's doing that now. He has no large sponsors like others. He doesn't have a large business behind him of his own that's backing him. So he should be asking for subscriptions. That is my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree. Please put up if you do. And also big business and people that are well off. Why can't they sponsor him every month, you know? Why doesn't someone out there that is very well off or a big company sponsor Carl and his daughter with a larger motorhome or a bus with a trailer on the back to put his car and his gear in, locked in a big box, you know, and an annex? You know, you can sign write it all over. We don't care if it's you that you want to promote on that bus or that coach. That doesn't matter. We just want something that they can. There's got to be people out there that can afford to do this sort of thing. You know, and I believe that there is someone out there that should, and he needs to bring his show to every town he can. He doesn't want a 5-star motel on wheels. He deserves that, but just reliable and suitable. Do you all agree?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. So this is my suggestion. Oh, you be quiet for now. When I'm finished, because he won't ask, I will. Right. I'm suggesting that people can afford at least $5 a week, $20 a month. Others could afford $10 or $20 or $50 a week. What do you say? If a huge amount of people that watch Carl's shows, and I've had a look on just Num2K tonight, and there is 10.4 thousand subscribers. Why can't we set up a subscription? I don't know how to do that, but I'm sure I did have a little word in Vince's ear, and yes, it can be done. But you know, if 200 of those 10.4 thousand people on Num2K could put in $5 a week, that's not even a cup of coffee. $20 a month to make it easier, not weekly. That's 200 people. That gives $4,000 a month. Carl lives off the smell of an oily rag. You know, like he could really do big things with that. Which gets me on to, at $10 for 200 people out of the 10.4K just on that channel is $40 a month. That gives him $8,000, which I will explain why that would be absolutely amazing, because of the two beautiful gentlemen sitting there, the Larrikins. The boss isn't there, he's left. Neo, he's beautiful. Anyway, the Galactic Larrikins, they have a boss, he's Neo. You may not be aware, but Carl has...
I'll bring up the other one, seeing he's sitting here.
Oh, hello. Sorry, the 3 Galactic Larrikins are now on the screen. Thank you. Welcome, Mark.
Hey.
The Galactic Larrikins, you know, may not be aware, but Carl has used all his old equipment to do his shows, just stuff he had around. He was a radio man. He has trouble, of course, with shows. You know, things don't work correctly. But he's recently got a sponsor in some new equipment, which means better shows and great audio and camera work coming soon. But the operators of this equipment are needed. Carl can't do it all alone. So we need to get the Galactic Larrikins on the road with Carl also. They also can't live on fresh air. When we finish this war soon, we still need these guys on the road all over Australia to help the people. Do you agree with Rob, Mark, Bradford, Neo, and that need to be there to help him with the equipment and streaming everywhere around Australia?
Definitely.
I think we do. Carl tells me, oh, we've got a tent. We'll stay in the tent. No, he deserves better than that. He deserves better than that. And so do you, beautiful men. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, we just can't expect people to try and keep doing this. It makes my job so difficult because, you know, Carl might only have $100 less, and he goes, oh, that'll get me over to, you know, And I go, and what are you going to do then? It just drives me to despair. Wouldn't it be beautiful if 400 people out of 10.4 thousand on this channel could pay $10 a week and put that in there, and everybody could go and everyone could do this show professionally and giving the people. He works for the people. I'm just saying, if you can't afford that, look, do not ever put any money in, because we would never take from people, and we know there's a lot out there. Don't worry, we know there's a lot out there that could not afford that. But out of 10.4 Ks, and there must be some big businesses that could put on a lot more than that. Anyway, I'm calling on big business or well-off individuals out there that maybe someone in the audience knows. Please approach them. If you do, sponsor Carl so he can keep up the amazing work he's doing for all Australians. I'm done.
Right. Totally agree.
I'm done. I'm just yeah. And it's just so hard, because it's this man he'll walk with his equipment on his back to get to the next place if he has to, because he just wants to help the people. You know, he had a beautiful man in Tasmania, Paul. I hope you're on here, Paul. Paul took him everywhere, put him in a motel, and he stayed in his camper, you know, but he took him everywhere. He drove him all over Tasmania where he had to go. He also took him out to, you know, see some sights and all that. Paul is just a wonderful man, but that's fine. It's people have to realise that this can't just keep going on and on and on $40 a week. It just can't happen. That's my rant. That's my problem.
Yep.
If everyone was, you know, as many people as we could get out of 10.4K people on this page to put in $5 a week, $20 a month, if we got, you know, 400 of those, we could. The Galactic Larrikins can't live on nothing, but this equipment's coming. And if this equipment needs people to operate it, Carl can't run around and do all the camera work and streaming that the Galactic Larrikins do. He's got his desk to do his bit. You know, it's that's it. Sorry if I've offended anyone. I don't mean to. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with people that need to really step up and help out. That's what I think. I don't want anything. I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I don't want any money. These people that need to go on the road, they need it to keep this up for us people. Spiros the other night, he will get you back what you've lost. You know, $100 is all it is to go into it. You know, let's do it. Yep. That's it.
Excellent.
Okay. Sorry.
Spoke beautifully and spot on. And it's what we need to do, is to be setting up this parallel economy where we have alternative media and we have our alternative economy going on. And that's what my place is going to be setting up, the alternative councils. And we need the alternative media as well to spread the word.
Yep.
Just thank Sunflower for her super chat.
Thank you, Sunflower. Oh, well done. Thank you.
And thank you to everybody else who's put something in there.
Now go up for a grant.
From Australia.
Barbara, thank you. Adam, another one from Adam. There's another one further up too, I want to say. I've got to say I'm a bit overwhelmed, Sheree. Very kind words.
Very true words.
Don't know what I was expecting out of tonight's chat. That probably wasn't it. So I don't really know what to say other than I'm sorry I made you angry. I should probably
just don't ask, you know.
It's become very clear, and obviously you and I have had some conversations in the background. it's become very clear. A lot of people, well, I haven't found anybody who says they don't want us on the road next year to come and do something like my place at your place. But what we can do in the interim during that week in a town or in a city or in a country area to try and promote it, to bring people to your business. That's what this is about, and it won't be just come to your business while we happen to be in town. This will be something that will go and promote your business while we continue around Australia, joining communities together. That's really what I wanted all this to be. Stupidly,
I have 15 places in South Australia all ready to go for February. We're going
15.
to get 15 places. They want shows. I have 15 places. How do I get you there?
In South Australia.
Yeah, that's just in South Australia. Plus, we've got New South Wales and Victoria on the way down and out. So.
Wow.
That's amazing.
And Elaine, I saw your comment about all ringing J car. I thought that was excellent idea.
Ringing J car? Yeah. God, we spent enough bloody money there, I can tell you.
Caravan J car, is it J?
Jayco caravans. I beg your pardon.
Oh, Jayco, yeah. No, what is a motorhome or a bus? I'm very experienced in this, I might add, and I'm not blowing my own trumpet. We've just finished travelling 8 years full time around Australia in a 40-foot fifth wheeler with a big Chev pulling it. Now we know about all this stuff. I feel that a motorhome or a bus would be the best. Like we said, it doesn't have to be a 5-star mansion on wheels. It just needs to be comfortable and reliable, and needs a trailer to pull behind, to put all the equipment in a big box and to put the car on the back. He needs to not be driving a big motorhome around or a bus around. He needs to get his car off to drive around when he gets to where he gets to, and he needs the annex off that, because there's a few other beds needed too, isn't there, guys? You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I can't do this. If there was a way of me doing it by myself, we'd be doing it, like you say, Sheree, on the smell of an oily rag. Going, whatever field we got at one event, get us to the next one. But I can't ask that of the boys. And it's difficult to do, even with the technology that we've gained from a supporter who has really stepped up. And next week we'll take delivery of some pretty impressive camera gear, which will mean that our broadcasts will become a lot smoother, a lot more professional looking. At least that's the hope, if Rob gets the graphics end of it right. It's very portable.
Launching in the new year, so
we're gonna spend a few weeks playing with it, trying to figure out how to make it work. We'll have the ability to have a free floating camera, so we can walk around a market event, if you like, and do crosses from different stalls, if that's what it comes down to. So we have quite a large influx of very professional equipment coming, and I'll pick most of it up next week. So very excited to get that, but need these two boys to help me use it. And the third one for when one of these two falls over, because it's hard to pry Mark off his mower. I don't know if it's something about the vibrations, but he doesn't like getting off the mower. Or could it have something to do with the fact that you're making a lot more money on the mower than you would be with me? That might have something more to do with it.
It's got a little bit to do with it. It's also that I don't trust my government anymore, being forced out of one 10-year job, starting in my own business. You don't just go give that away for nothing. So
no. I can understand.
Yeah.
So I certainly do have a bit of a problem. I see there was somebody's already commented there. Oh, this is just another grifting, beg for money kind of thing, and this is what I'm trying to avoid.
There'll always be some.
Yeah, I know.
At the end of the day, it's always a donation. We're not forcing anybody to give money. It's always asked for as a donation. But
we really need subscriptions, or whatever you want to call it, so that we can get that regular income to keep it going.
Essentially, it's to guarantee that I've got enough money on a card to pay for the fuel, or cash to pay for the fuel for all the vehicles that will be traveling with us, and that'll be a minimum of 2, possibly 3. And and should we, not have appropriate tent-wise accommodation, we might need a night in a pub somewhere, just to wash the crust off, if for nothing else. Then I have to be able to afford that, not just for myself and for Laura, but for the boys as well. They're all going to want to eat. Personally, I can probably not eat for 3 months and get away with it. But, well, it's just a dramatic weight loss. I reckon I just eat myself for a while. That'll be fine. But I can't ask the other blokes to go on a starvation diet. So, Mark, if we need to bring Mark to wherever we happen to be, we can't ask Mark to jump in his, what is it, EF Ford or whatever, and drive halfway across the country. Yeah. So we're going to have to put him on a plane and get him to the nearest airport to where we are, so that we can get him. So that if one of the boys has to go, Bradford's mother has just had surgery. She's pulling through like a real trooper. But should she stumble or fall, he has to go home for whatever reason. Then we're a man down. We've got to somehow be able to fix that.
And where I can, I will be funding it myself, guys. That's why I'm still mowing lawns. If I've got to pay for my plane ticket, that's what I'll be doing.
That's something I'd want to be able to do if we were calling you in. So,
we also need.
What does everyone think about Vince Pennell wrote up? What about setting up a bronze, silver, gold, platinum membership subscription?
Perfect idea.
Yeah. And these big businesses, if they wanted to come on and do a good support monthly, we can advertise you. We can. Yeah. Is that right, Carl?
We can do ad reads for them, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, look, absolutely. I don't know how. I don't go about selling myself very well, but absolutely. If we come into town and you decide that you want us to film you a television commercial, or you want us to make you an ad that you can put up on your webpage or on your Facebook or on your social medias or whatever, then for the appropriate donation, absolutely, the boys can come and film it. I can write it and voice it. We can edit the thing together, and you can have it before we leave town. Very happy to do anything like that for any business, and we don't have to be in town to do it. It's a bit hard for us to film your business if we're not in town, though, so you might have to supply some images. But absolutely, we have, with this gear and with the other equipment that we have between us, we are essentially now a fully mobile, up to 8 camera mobile television station. And in the broadcast media world, that's a very powerful tool. Oh, sorry, Sheree, missed that.
ABC, look out.
Absolutely.
All jokes aside, that's what I was saying, though, that we need that parallel economy and we need the new media. And if we've got this equipment, we have to maximize its use and start producing more content. And thereby, yes, we need those subscriptions, because we'll need to start growing things. It won't be long before we'll actually start to needing support, social media support, or more editing staff and that sort of thing. But we actually need to not only to travel around, but actually build a media company to actually provide to the freedom fighters and the new awakening people information.
That's what this is about.
Variety too.
We need variety.
Provide other shows like a permaculture show or any.
Absolutely. My ultimate goal is to provide a channel that runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if it's got Aussie Cossack on it for a bit, if it's got Guru on it for a bit, if it's got me on it for a bit, if it's got Maria Z on it for a bit, all good. It is a platform for us to have you come and view, because God knows you're not watching mainstream TV. The ratings on mainstream TV are absolutely abhorrent if you're into that. But our gear enables us to essentially deliver all of that. And once we get a generator from the side of the road, literally we can pull up in free camping areas around the nation and do shows with the people who are living on the road because they can't get into a house.
Well, I don't know if they've lifted it yet, but you had to be. That's why we're off the road, double jab door mall to get into the parks. That is why we.
Yep. Yeah, I believe that.
It's
I can
just
see someone's made a comment asking, how do we make donations? Great question. And since this was all unplanned, we don't know yet. I assume we have to set something up.
if it's a subscription,
Subscription based, we'll probably do some
donations on the website. There you go. We just put it up. You just go to the website. There's a donate button. Bang, done.
There you go. Oh, there you
And
go.
Beautiful people that have donated on here tonight. I don't understand this one where they donate on here in the red, but I do know that takes a few months to come through. Is that correct?
Super chats.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
something
super
like that. I'm just saying. I'm not. Thank you very much, but I'm just saying. So the website for now is the best, I would say, and then
Crypto's the
get
best.
this sorted and get this subscription thing up. Please, everyone, do you agree with?
But all donations are gratefully accepted. So if people want to go through Super Chat, because it's easy, we'll do that.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're going to go through the website, we'll have that all set up and lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Excellent. We're seeing lots of bits from our friend number 17 lately.
Yes.
When we look at all the little things that they drop along the way and the one-liners, what we are doing now is we are becoming the news now. We are the news now.
Yes.
And that's in our parallel economy. That was, how many times did we read that?
Yeah.
And that is exactly what's going on. We're building our own channels.
Yep.
Everywhere around the world's doing this. And
what we will do on the road, folks, is if we find kids, your son, your daughter, maybe you're interested in becoming what's called in the business a stringer, then you can be a contributor for us. And very shortly, we'll have a representative. By the time we've done 1 or 2 laps of the country, we'll have a representative, a stringer, if you like, in every town for the Voice of Freedom. Mm-hmm. We'll teach you all you need to know about how to frame a shot and how to tell a story. And telling the story is easy. All you got to do is tell the truth. Mm-hmm. Just the facts, ma'am. Yeah. Isn't that how the old show went? So we will look at leaving people in your town, your city, your suburb, who will become, if you like, Voice of Freedom news hounds, or will be there for you to contact if you have a story to tell. And they will make sure that the story is told. They'll film it, they'll get it to us, we'll show it. That will form part of the content that we want to create going forward. But it takes people and it takes money. And the first step is coming around to your place and meeting you, seeing whether or not any of you are interested in helping do this. And if that's the case, if you've got a mobile phone, that's about all you need. And we can help you out from there for the rest. Got to say,
that's it.
So, I mean, that's quite a plausible thing for us to be looking for. It's not a goal that's pie in the sky, is it, boys? It's something that is creatable.
Absolutely.
We just have to go out and do it.
We've never been in this situation before to need to go and do this. You're someone that's stepping up. You're willing to put up a channel that can run, we've got to work up to it, but run 24 hours a day with content from everywhere. Who else is doing this to do that? Let's just get behind it and do it, because we've never been here before. We've never done this before. We need to all get on board to do it.
Necessity is the father of creation.
There you go.
That's very sexist, Mark.
Well, Sheree Salty has a question. He doesn't do digital. How can he send cash or precious metals? Maybe if you email Sheree Salty, she can give you an idea on. I don't know about precious metals. She has some idea more than me on it. I mean, I've got me 2 coins I'm waving around. But
I can give him my address if they need to send some.
Well, I can give you mine too, but probably not here. I have a troll at the moment who's very keen to apparently meet me and sort me right out.
Salty, if you can email me, Sheree at voiceoffreedom.com HQ, and I will address that for you, Doug. Thank you.
I'm just having a bit of a glance down here. Yeah, money order. Vince says, yeah, you can send a money order. I do have a PO box. I don't know if Freely Speaking is in here tonight having a chat, but Freely actually set the PO box up for me, which was wonderful. But he's still got the key.
What I was thinking, because I have a PO box that I can use. So,
Do you? There you go.
Yeah, we could use it for that.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look around, but I did actually investigate getting one here just a couple of days ago, but it turns out that they basically want everything except you jabbed to be able to get one, and because of where I live and the way that I'm living, I don't have anything with my address written on it, so I can't prove who I am apparently. So they won't allow me to set one up.
Oh,
Who knew?
God.
I'm sure if I had a digital ID, that'd be all be very different.
Oh, yeah, of course it would. Yep.
The way around that, like if you just go into the bank and say, "Oh, I've just changed my address, and I just need proof of, a statement," they did it on the spot for me and didn't ask for any ID or of what that I actually changed my address, and I did it legitimately, but. I realised after I could have just said anything, and then I walked out with the bank statement in my hand with the new address on it.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
there you go.
All right. There's a tip for young players. I might try that one tomorrow and see how it goes.
Google, I'm not inciting anything. I wasn't inciting anything illegal. Okay, Google.
Yeah.
Worried about my future credit score. Okay, Google. Don't cut off my electricity.
Elaine Duncan, Jaco are already rich on people losing their homes and living in caravans and sales because you can't get them. They've got huge delays on them.
Is that right? Oh,
wow. Okay.
All the caravan places they've gone crazy.
Wow.
John Smith, crypto donations. No, darling, I'm sorry. We don't know anything about crypto. We'd really maybe best.
No, we know lots about crypto.
Oh, Mark is the crypto god. Yes, we should point that out.
You might not know much about it, but we certainly know a fair bit about it.
Yeah. We prefer XRP.
Yeah, if you want to send through some XRP or XLM, that would be brilliant. Thank you.
So you definitely know what you're talking about. To me, they're just letters in the alphabet. And I heard that.
Yeah, if you want to do crypto, guys, we will
XRP going down or something? Wasn't it dying a horrible death?
Pardon?
Wasn't XRP dying a horrible death?
Well, no. the SEC's tried to make it die a horrible death, but it won't. It's going to hang in there. They went after it to try and kill it because it's going to be something very special in the future. They've only ever gone after two cryptos in my knowledge. One was called Veritasium, which they kind of killed, but is also touted to come back and save the peer-to-peer trading when the stock markets go to crap. They reckon that the American government will eventually call the owners of Veritasium and say, we need your help, in which they can then facilitate peer-to-peer gold, silver, any kind of commodity trading via their Veritasium token. They went after that one and killed it, though I've still got a little bit sitting there just in case. And they also obviously went after XRP to try and kill that too. But they're fighting court case after court case and they're doing really well. Don't worry, they'll eventually get there. Buy as much as you can now while it's cheap.
Exactly.
But that's not financial advice because we're not
financial advice.
There you go.
That's what I've heard other people do. Okay.
But yeah, we need to start the crypto
I've
thing.
sent him an invite. I'm just waiting for him to pop in, Sheree. So, yeah.
And the other one I would suggest, but not financial suggestion or anything.
What you do? Something else.
It's what I would do. Elon Musk, taking over Twitter, and he's going to turn that into like the WeChat of the West. And he was pushing Dogecoin, and he's saying that Twitter will be using digital currency. So it would be a fair, educated guess that Dogecoin will be one of those.
One as well.
But not financial advice. Okay, Google.
No.
The moon is square. Wants to know about the 4 crypto billionaires who all died. Suspicions. Were they all Chinese? Is my first question, and that's a serious question. If they're all Chinese, they probably died for a variety of reasons. Crypto might only just be part of it. That was my thought. Vince, I have sent you the invite. It should be there in your email. So go and have a look.
I would imagine that the Chinese mafia have a huge control over all the crypto mining and stuff. Yeah. Just my experience. That would be my guess.
Especially Bitcoin.
Especially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most of the Bitcoin owned in the world is owned by Chinese people or China. That's kind of why the manipulation's so easy and how they can control the markets so easily with it at the moment is because they just own all of it. If you can go to the world currency websites where it shows you where all the coins are being bought, and it's just constantly going to China. You'll just see massive.
Wow, still.
Yeah, they're non-stop.
So they were saying that all these earthquakes and flooding that was happening in China along the Yangtze River was the destruction of Bitcoin mining hubs and CIA operations, which were part of that. But you're still seeing a huge buy up in China of Bitcoin. That's still current.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, they run it. They own the majority of Bitcoin. They're billionaires, and I think also the way the American kind of government is helping China do their thing on the backside of it, and the way they push the money into the country, I think that's also obviously funneling to buy as much Bitcoin as well because they all know what it is. They all know that it's digital gold and it'll stay that way.
Also, I'll be careful how I say this because we're on YouTube, but the happy party that used to be come from poppies over in Afghanistan and places like that is now all synthetic chemicals that come from China, which get sent then to Mexico, and the Mexican cartels use those precursors to make them into the party material they want over in America, and then it's the cartel send it over to America. So all of that money would have to eventually get back to China, and they're probably using Bitcoin and those type things to the cartels to move a lot of that money back into China.
And of course, America was using Bitcoin along with Ukraine through what is it, FTX, to shift money out this hand and get it back in this hand. So,
that's a great example of how you can launder it and move it around. And I guarantee you, China is running most of that hand in hand with the US.
Very good, very good. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the chat another blank face because he is a man of many secrets. Say good day to Vince. He is our webmaster. Hello, Vince. How are you, buddy?
Good, guys. How's yourself?
Well, you've been hearing the chat tonight, so you've been throwing a few comments in. What are your thoughts on all this?
Something that's needed because honestly, when everything goes down and everything gets revealed, there is going to be so much healing that needs to be done, and we need to have a free press out there that can give what needs to be done. We obviously know that certain elements around the government need to be taken care of, and the only way we're going to do that is to help those people understand what's going on.
Yep,
absolutely.
So why do I need to be on the road in everyone's town every other night to I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I could do it sitting here from the bedroom.
No, you can't. No, there's nothing better than personal contact, seeing people's real, true convictions, right? Getting out there and meeting the people, saying hello, spreading the word, seeing that us tinfoil hat-wearing people are actually real, just normal people. So, I disagree. We need to have it out in the road. We need to have it going around. And the only way people will do that is by meeting personalities. And yeah, I hate to say it, Carl, you're becoming a personality, but bad luck, mate.
Yeah, wow.
Right.
I got stopped in the street today. It's the first time it's happened in Queensland. Bradford was with us when it happened. Happened in Sydney a couple of times, and it's the first time it's happened in Brisbane to me. And I'm grateful, I guess. I'm just embarrassed. I'm surprised that people care enough to even think what I look like. So I appreciate that. I really do. Everybody I bump into, it's a joy meeting you. It really is a joy meeting you. I love it.
How are you doing everything for the people? You said
exactly.
You said you'll sleep in a tent to get to them. Look, no. And you don't sit behind a desk. You get out there with the people and help the people. That's what we need.
Yep. Well,
honestly,
I'm happy to do that. I think we've all got to lead by example. I can't lead by many examples. I can't build a house. I can't build a car. I'm about as mechanical as a brick. But I can talk the leg off a chair, and I can promote the arse out of your business or your area, whatever your greatest tourism assets are. I know how to promote things. I know how to make content. I know how to showcase things. So I have that skill. The boys have the skill of being able to put all those visiony bits together. My skills lie in writing, producing audio, and that sort of stuff. I can do video, but not to the extent that those two or three gentlemen can. It's important that anything we do, if we're going to use professional equipment, it should look professional. You, as the viewer, should expect that from us. I feel that it's important to me that we are professional. And I'm not saying we are, but if we are the first professional new wave wing of journalists, if you want to call us that, I wouldn't, just new wave media coming through, then so be it. It can be as rough as
it's a real is what is are. It's a real.
It's real. You'll only get the truth from us. We're not going to go and tell you the political story. And that's where our media needs to be. And I figure coming on the road, meeting you can hold us accountable. We can hold you accountable just as easily. If your community isn't stepping up, isn't doing the right thing, maybe we come and ask why. Because all we're trying to do is unite communities. I am not about division in any way, shape, or form. I'm about uniting communities. Some people take the idea, run with it very easily. Some people come to it slowly. Some people don't come to it at all. And I usually find because either they're not very bright or they've got vested interests in the other side of the argument. So that's where we become handy in being able to point out those vested interests. A little bit of critical thinking goes a long way. And if we can bring some of that to whatever argument you're fighting, happy to help. We have, I have other goals with things I'd like to create. It's more in line with helping domestic violence sufferers and giving them a place to go to eventually, where they can recover, recoup, get themselves back together and get their life back in line and move on. But that's down the track for me. Right now we've got to save the world. Otherwise there's not going to be anything left to save, domestic violence wise. We'll all be beating our heads against trees. So, yes, I am coming around to the idea that we need, obviously, to be able to raise more money than selling a few T-shirts can raise, and more money than asking for donations every week.
Yeah. There may be some options that we can look at, Carl, if we look at something along the membership thing that we're talking about, which I put up before. We might be able to put some special areas onto the website where those memberships will get you specific access, maybe just some background videos or bits and pieces like that.
Yep.
People have to understand that while Carl's out there in the front, he's got a heap of people that are behind him doing stuff for nothing. Right? So, like, I manage
and all
the
of them are on screen at the moment.
Yeah, right. Well, not all of us. There's, I won't say her name, but she's not here. The lady's looking after your T-shirts. But
yes, you're absolutely right. T-shirt Tash is there too.
Yep. But we do that because we believe in what's being done here for Australia. So effectively, right, it's up to you guys who are watching to stand up and support this so that we can do more for Australia. right? And you standing up, and even if it's just a dollar a week donation or something, is at least some way that we can get forward to getting this country out of the crap that it's in and back into actually being the Australia we once knew.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting on my soapbox. I should get off.
No,
No, mate.
absolutely right, Vince. You're absolutely right. No, I'm sorry I was the ranter about it, but it had to come. It has to come to a head. Something has to be done.
Yeah, Sheree, I'm not going to take you on either. That's right. I learned from Carl.
Of course you are. But you know, it's just, I've brewed about this for weeks and weeks and weeks and trying to organise things, and that's all good, and I love doing that. I'm an organiser, but how do we get there? How do we get there? Everyone wants it there, and everyone. This Carl is offering to do. It's a TV channel. It's a TV channel, not on mainstream media, of course, but it's a TV channel virtually. Let's do it. Let's get it going. Let's just do it. We need these people. I've got a background. I'm a psych nurse and a cardiology nurse. Great combination. But
So you know I'm mad.
You have the heart to go with it.
Yeah, he's got the biggest heart in the world, and we've got to back this. And so have these beautiful men, these Galactic Larrikins. And Vince, you know, we have to get this done. We have to do it.
Okay, there's a question come up from Marianne.
Yep.
We could look at doing a pay ID, setting Carl up on a pay ID, and that would help for EFT transfers. So that's something we'll investigate and get that back to you.
Okay.
That information will become available on the website as soon as we do.
Right. Thanks, Vince.
You also had Carl, you had a credit card payment system, didn't you? One of those bloody things.
Yes.
Yeah, it's still running.
The website donations run through Stripe. So, I did hear that they were being taken over. I don't know by whom.
Right.
And I don't know when, but maybe I dreamt that. I don't know. You know me and numbers, they just roll around, and not good. Okay, well.
Can I just say, I've just got a message through from a friend who runs a donkey sanctuary, and who they have to go by donations. They get donations, and there's people that subscribe monthly, etc., to help, care for these donkeys.
Mm-hmm.
She wrote, people and companies to advertise like the Yanks do, Alex Jones, Stu Peters, etc. Carl's amazing voice can do voiceovers for the companies that will sponsor or pay for the ads, etc. You most likely know them. But yeah, I didn't. So, it's he's willing to do that as well as what he's doing for Australians. He's willing to do, his old job per se to keep making money too.
Yeah.
Well, that's convenient. She runs a donkey sanctuary, and Carl's going to run an arse sanctuary.
I love Jared's, in vibrance and enthusiasm here. Can you get a film grant from the government to go towards making the shows?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean,
how tyrannical the government is.
Yeah.
That's optimism. That's optimism. I'd give it a go. If anybody is good at writing grant applications, then please get in touch. That'll be a test for you. See if you can get us a grant through the government for this program.
That'd
be hilarious.
How do you set up? We're putting this out here, guys. You can all hear this. We're not doing this behind closed doors. How is that kind of thing set up? So say, okay, I'm going to give $10 a week, $40 a month. I'm going to set up a monthly payment of $40. How does that happen?
Okay, so what we would do would be setting up a subscription service or a membership service on the website where you could subscribe to your various level that you wanted, and that would then become a recurring payment with your permission. At any stage, you'll be able to go into the website and you'll be able to stop the subscription or the membership. So it's just a matter of spending a couple of days getting all the coding correct.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's all right. That's good. Yep. So
And you'll be able to put in a crypto link in that one if you do want, if people want to send you crypto.
Yeah,
Carl.
mate, no doubt about that. I'm not saying that I'm into crypto, but I'm into crypto.
You definitely want to put that public address out there. People are going to send you lots of crypto.
Thank you, J11. I'm good for $25 a week. That's just amazing. There you go. There's J.
Good on
Thank
you,
you.
J11.
Thank you.
Okay, so that raises a question. What do you want to do for that? If we do, say, 5 levels, what do you want to make the figures be? What do the people think the figures? What? Okay, let's ask the question. People, what do you think a bronze level would be worth?
$17.
Well, I suppose
Right,
it depends
so now
what
we
they're
need to
offering
watch all the
under
chats
each
go
level.
crazy.
17.
There's somewhere. It's got to
Somewhere
go
in
there
there,
somewhere.
And the platinum level's got to be an OnlyFans page.
It's got to be a what?
What place?
Only
Know that?
I missed that.
Carl,
Is that-
how about that?
Listen, you be careful, Rob. You've got to put on your
Disco Pigeon, I don't think we're going to pay you $50. Sorry, mate. That's not happening.
There's 20. There's $1. You pay
Now,
me.
this is a bronze, so this would be the lowest level. What would you suggest for the lowest level, guys? Be pretty realistic.
Well, it depends on what we're offering. We're gonna have to come up with what we're offering under each level. Obviously, each level is going to have.
What we are offering, Mark, we're going out. That will enable us to go out there and get it done. You know, we can get round everywhere. We don't have to worry about got enough petrol to get to the next place. You know, we're not going out there to stay in the Hyatt every night or, you know, anything like that. We're just normal. They're just normal people. We just need to be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I reckon starting at $5 a week.
Yeah, work it on a week or a month, guys. That's the other thing you need to work out.
That'd be a month.
Julie, yes, 5, 10, and 20. Yep, and then
month.
at the top level, have the top level though for these big businesses or people that are very well off. They might want to throw in 100 or a couple of hundred a month. You know.
Yeah, that can be the platinum level that has special things. The other part that we could do is give people discounts off merch.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think at some level your membership would buy you a T-shirt, and
Yeah,
Yes.
with any luck, we might even be able to number them and create a bit of a club for the people, so everyone gets their own number, things like that.
Hey, that's a great idea.
5
Yeah, special shirts.
to 50.
T-shirt Tash is writing down madly now. How the hell do I get a consecutive number system on every shirt?
That's I think printing that's hard.
It's called a Nico pen.
It'd have to
Yeah,
that
yeah,
would
she'll have to get the boys out. That'll tire them out.
have to do a special run on that. You know, I think as a numbered one for those up in that platinum. You know, to get a numbered shirt because this will go down in history. I'm sorry, guys. It will. It will. Oh, God, I sound like Guru saying, guys. Yeah, it's yeah, they're all great. They're great things. We need to talk about this. Obviously, we haven't.
Yeah, no, this is all off the cuff, but there's some good stuff going through. But remember that a lot of the people that are looking at us and are awake now have been probably out of work for a while because they weren't coerced into doing something they shouldn't have to have been done. So we want to make it at least somewhat reasonable for them to be able to help support the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think there's a lot of people like me on the bones of their ass, and I'm hesitant to take their money.
No,
Yeah.
well, that's
No, but you don't.
Yeah,
If we're going to get out there, Carl, the only way to do that is to get some financial support behind you. All right, it's all right for us guys doing the freebie stuff for you, but that doesn't help you get from town to town to town. All right, and that's what's needed. That voice going around, that momentum that will be built up by the number of people coming to see you. And every time you see someone or a group of 100, that will then go to 1,000, then to 2,000. Right, the more we will wake up, the more that we'll have our communities that we can actually turn around and say, no, that's it. You're done. We do not comply.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's
We
exactly
do
right.
not
Movement of the My Place movement.
It doesn't matter if people cannot afford it. A gentleman just said there he gets barely eats. You know, We don't want you to put money in. Good God,
Yeah.
we don't want you
No.
to do that. You know,
Just
it's
share,
just
like and share.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
like and share. Like
Investing
and
in-
share. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
great thing. If you can't have a spare $1, then like and share, because that's. I mean, my YouTube numbers are so suppressed. I've been at 10,400 now. Well, probably for the better part of 2 or 3 weeks. It took 3 months to get to 10,000. It's taken 3 months more to get to 10,300. We did a test one night where 1,500 people tried to subscribe to one channel on the one night, and I got one new subscriber out of 1,500. So YouTube are running in the background, making sure that people can't subscribe. You'll get a message that says, "Oh, unable to subscribe this time," or this channel has children's content or something bullshit. They get all these variety of excuses that YouTube put up why they can't subscribe at the moment. Or they, go through, but they never attribute it to me or to the channel. So I know that there are a lot more people watching than the 10,400 would indicate. How many more? Don't really know. That's why the Rumble channel has been so useful, because really only started it and drove people from one YouTube channel to it, and even then it was the poor YouTube channel, not the one with 10,400 people on it. And some of those videos that we've got on the Rumble channel that were done exclusively for Rumble are some of the highest viewed videos that I've done anywhere. So Rumble is a good platform. We can get over there and talk all sorts of stuff. I mean, I've got a whole heap of photos here that I'd love to show you, but I can't because we're streaming on YouTube. So we were
liking and sharing on YouTube. The other really good thing to do to help out is to actually comment, because the more comments there are and the more interaction, the algorithm picks that up and will then share the thing out. So even if it's people who are being idiots and who are being whatever, it doesn't matter. The more
keyboard
interaction,
troll.
the more trolls, the better. It doesn't actually matter. More interaction.
No, I agree.
Music.
I welcome the trolls. They're just a bit of fun on a slow day. Look forward to that. A corporate subscription, that might be the $170 model, mate, that you put up there before, Vince.
That wasn't me, that was someone else.
Oh, was it? Oh, well, there you go.
For a
Oh, yes, Scotty T put that one up. Bronze 17. I like the 17. I like the derivatives of $17.
I also like the 369 of the Tesla.
Oh, yeah.
36.99, that sort of thing.
Yeah, 369. Yeah,
I love
all
those
sort of
numbers. 36.99.
Yeah.
Yep.
3,690,000
Yeah.
a month.
17,369 is a good one.
Kristen, you've just hit on something there. It's awesome being part of the team. And I'm so pleased that you feel that way, because that's what I want Voice of Freedom to be. You are part of the team. Without you, there is nothing.
Yep.
And there's no point in me getting out here or the boys getting out in front of the cameras and doing shit if we're doing it for us. That just makes us one of the bastards. We don't want to be another one of the bastards. We want to be for the people. So if you are feeling part of our team, I am so happy that is how you feel, because I want every one of you people watching to feel like you are part of this team, because you are. And it's got nothing to do whether you donate or not. It's got everything to do with the fact that you bother to turn up and watch it all time after time.
And that's why you're part of the discussion. You're included. Yeah. Part of the team.
Okay, another question. Do we look at doing it weekly or monthly?
Well, I thought monthly would be easier. What do you guys think?
I think monthly with the option of yearly. Normally they give you sort of the price of 10 months for a year sort of thing.
Or 6 months.
Now you're making my life difficult.
Oh, come on. Challenging.
I thought you were the computer god.
Well, computer, don't know about God.
How about every 17 days?
Every 17 days.
I remember how I said that that T-shirt Tash was going to have to come up with an idea to number those shirts.
Mhm.
She did.
Yeah.
Autographs with numbers. There you go.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Tash. Yeah,
Yes,
that
agreed.
would make them very unique.
Yep.
That's a good one. Do a run of say 500 autograph, and numbered. Yeah.
That's what Tom McDonald does with his CDs. He does a certain amount of days where he says, okay, well, there's for the next 4 days, if you order, I'm going to autograph your T-shirt, CD, whatever it is, you know. So yeah, that's a good idea.
Yep.
I hadn't actually thought of it like that, but yes, I'm happy enough to sit down and sign anything you want.
Don't worry, guys. I tell him every day.
They might want Rob's signature.
Job, and he says,
They might want Rob's signature. They might need. We may need to get a stamp. We may need to get a stamp made up for both Neo's foot, Chili's foot, and Trevor's foot.
Neo foot's a great idea.
We need to do a T-shirt with the dogs of Voice of Freedom.
Do you guys know about the? I think what do they call it? How Ridiculous Boys.
Yes,
they do these funny things. They drop things on stuff and whatever.
Yeah, slow motion footage.
But one of their latest videos, they did a merch special, and what they did is they laid out all these T-shirts on the ground, and then they just exploded these paint bombs, and so all this paint sort of sprayed out over the T-shirts, and then they sold those as the limited edition T-shirts. We could get the dogs, put that
walk all over it.
Oh yes.
Put paint all through their hair and just get them to shake.
Shake it, yeah. That'd be good.
Yeah. Love that idea. Love that idea.
Christmas gift.
Yeah.
So, what do you call? Do you call it a bonus if they take?
We could just shoot Carl with paintball guns.
We won't sell many mediums.
All right. How much money can we raise to shoot Carl with paintball guns? I'm up for it. I'm going to be an easy shot because I don't run far or fast. So
decent sized target, although you're a bit short.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, well, I'm sorry.
See, they're saying weekly, monthly. Is it hard to put weekly and monthly, or maybe even quarterly and 6 monthly and yearly? I don't know.
I'll invest.
Too many options.
See what I can do.
Too many
You don't
options.
want too many options.
Yeah,
Monthly,
weekly or monthly. I think
Monthly.
monthly's easier for people for it to come out rather than each week. I don't know.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk.
We'll talk.
Marilyn, thank you for the invite to Lithgow. And if you want to set up a show in Lithgow, Sheree is the lady to talk to. We are coming up to do one in the Blue Mountains at the lovely Michelle's place, not at Katoomba, but somewhere near it. So we're going to be in your neck of the woods. We'd love to pop out to Lithgow. Get in touch with Sheree. We'll figure something out. As for Rick coming out as well, I have absolutely no control over Mr. Bosey in any way, shape, or form. I can send an email off, whether he reads it, whether he replies to it, whether he does anything, whether it is entirely up to him. And that's always been the nature of our relationship. I don't have a direct line to him, although I do have his direct phone. Plenty of people have got his direct phone number. Everybody knows he never answers it. So I would do what I can to invite him and make sure that he knows that he's wanted, loved, and missed, and needs to come to Lithgow and talk to you. But beyond that, that is about all I can do. I can't promise him. I can promise that we will turn up. And if you were looking for something tall, dark, and hairy, we'll bring Neo.
He's fast asleep at the moment.
Another one I've sent to sleep. Bloody great.
Dead when he was so dead asleep. Scared the hell out of me. I thought he was dead.
Oh, God, no. Until we run out of food.
So Elaine's saying just put up a few options. People will choose what they can afford. I think that's probably the wisest advice.
Yeah.
The email address, mine is carl@vofhq.com. But if you actually want it replied to, go to Sheree at vofhq.com. VoFHQ.com, VoFHQ.com. I'll spit it out. Sheree, Sheree, at VoFHQ.com. The website is www. Don't even think you have to put that in anymore.
No, you don't.
Yeah, VoFHQ.com. And you can have a look there. Vince has been doing some magnificent work there, doing some updating. We've got some new banners that are up. Our T-shirt stuff is in there at the moment, and I notice a couple of people have tried putting through orders. Thank you. It'll all go into back order at the moment because the T-shirt designs that we've actually put up are mock-ups, and the printers can't print those. So we've got to do a little redesign and throw up the ones so that, you know, the picture that you see on the website is representative of the one that will turn up in the mail if and when you buy one. So bear with us with that. We're going to straighten that out, and we're trying to sort our way through a printing deal where, well, at the moment, it's probably going to cost us over $20,000 to print up T-shirts, and yeah, we're going to need to find a different method because we haven't got 20. If we had $20,000, we'd be on the road now doing shows, so not making T-shirts. So
might have a lead for you on that one, Carl. I'll tell you about it afterwards.
Beautiful. That's stunning. Okay, excellent. Thanks, Vince. Really appreciate it. Crunch, yeah, mate. You've got my email. Pretty sure you've got my email. Well, if you don't, now you do. Send me an email. We'll catch up. Absolutely. I had a great catch up with Starseed the other day. Can I tell you that Starseed, who I haven't seen in the chat tonight, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Boy, has he got some information he's going to share with us, folks. And we won't be sharing it on YouTube. I can tell you that. Yeah. He is a font of knowledge on a great many things. A lot more of the spiritual side of what's going on. And we had lunch a couple of days ago now and had a wonderful, wonderful time getting to know him, and very interesting bloke. So he has started his own YouTube channel, I want to say, or it's a Facebook channel. I think if you type in Starseed, he'll pop up. And he's had a very interesting interview with a fellow from the UK who's got a really good mental health fitness course. He's an ex-veteran, and now he's got a course that helps ex-veterans and youth through mental health issues. So good on Chris. He's doing a great job, and we'll get him on one day next week for a bit of a chat on Rumble to go through some of the things that he's given me on this little black USB stick, which is just dynamite. I've got to tell you, there is so much really cool stuff in there. Let me see. Hang on. I'll give you a bit of a hint.
Yeah.
While you're chasing that up, Carl, for anybody who's listening who's trying to find Carl's channels, well, that looks nice. You will find on the top of the website there is a banner that goes through both Rumble and also Project Matilda's site, where you can click on the banner as it comes up on the bottom, and you'll be able to get sent directly to the website for both Rumble or Project Matilda. All right, so that makes it easier for you to find.
Mm-hmm.
Some pretty interesting drawings made a few years ago. This is a drawing made by a guy called William Tompkins. Beautiful design. Might be something a little closer to what could be flying around in our not far distant atmosphere. So just, yeah, a few interesting little things. A couple of Tesla coils that are, you know, out in the middle of nowhere in America. I wonder why they might be out there. This one's a particularly interesting one. Anybody know about Mount Zeal? Anybody want to know what's living at Mount Zeal?
You want to be a bit careful, Carl. You're still on YouTube, mate.
You can't wait.
I'm excited. So yeah, there's some good stuff. So
Intriguing.
we'll see how much longer this one lasts. Hey, so YouTube is clearly not going to allow us to tell you the truth. We need to use YouTube. I think what they call it in the business is a funnel. For those folks that are used to going to YouTube to find the show, there will be a version of the show here for you to find. But if you really want to know what's going on, you're going to need to come over to the Rumble channel. because they will not take us down for showing you the truth or telling you the truth. And I think that's where eventually most of the videos for Voice of Freedom will be housed in the not too distant future, along with Project Matilda, and we also have the option too of setting up a BitChute channel too. So there are plenty of options for us to get our programming out there. We want to make new content. It won't just be my show, the Voice of Freedom show. The Galactic Larrikins and I have already discussed. Okay, we'd had a couple of drinks, but we did come up with an idea for a program called Larrikin Voices, I think was what we eventually came up with, where we're going to talk about some funny memes and you know, some of the stuff that those against us are throwing up. I mean, I haven't seen too much stuff that they've made up against me, but they've done some very funny and clever stuff against Ricardo and against Guru and a few others. I think it's high time we acknowledge just how clever some of the trolls really are, and Larrikin Voices should just be the right place for doing that, and to have a little bit of extra fun with them.
That's it.
Yeah, there's got to be goals, hasn't there? So that's a goal for us for 2023 to develop that show. Mark has this great plan of lawnmower maintenance program, but we're still waiting to get it up. Victor haven't come to the party yet, and I've put a prop into Honda because I know you're a bit of a Honda fan, aren't you, Mark?
I don't know. Maybe I've got one, but I don't know if I'm a fan.
Oh, okay, right, all right. Well, I thought
it's all right. It goes all right.
Yeah. Open to offers.
Open to offers. No signed deals yet.
Could be
No
to
signed
wild.
deals. Well, personally,
Yeah.
I think we need to get you one of those zero-turn ones. You know, you can sit on it. Stop this walking around business and sit on it.
Can we say to the audience that just in case if you're dropping off now, can we say that we will get onto this and sort this out and get it up on the website, and then you can come on, Carl, and announce it all or whatever so people know what's going on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
I think that's what just in case a few some people don't stay up very late. But that's okay. But I'm just saying, if we can just let everyone know that we will work this all out now. And thank you for all your input. That's been great. And and then we'll let you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really appreciate everybody's input and thank you for your supportive words. And I've received quite a number of texts from people too who are obviously watching the show and have my number telling me not to be so bloody stupid. So thank you to you lot too. I appreciate that. So obviously, if we want this to happen, we have to come up with a way that we can fund it. And my idea is all fanciful and everything, but without being able to
it's what we need.
put something behind it, it's just still an idea. So I understand that we need to do something different. So if you guys, and particularly the viewers, are okay with it, and it seems by and large everybody is, and we're not asking for people to donate when they can't feed themselves or they're struggling. Right. Mortgages are going up, everything's going up. Don't donate. That's fine. Don't join. Don't. You're not going to miss anything. That's the other thing. Don't want anybody to miss out on. We're not going to create new extra shows that you can't see just because you don't donate $1 a week. No. Everybody is still going to have access. Everybody needs to get this information. I treat this information the same way as I treat the information about Magna Carta 1215. It's free. It has to be free. It's natural law, natural knowledge, and I believe what's coming. We're pushing is the same kind of thing.
Carl, we've been getting asked about because we're going to have some questions.
Oh yes.
So I'll start because I've got three here.
Okay.
If we are, why are our skies filled with poisonous chemtrails? My answer was, here in the Hunter, everything is booming, growing like crazy. It seems perhaps Ricardo was right in the white hats are dropping good stuff on us. So over to Carl.
It could also be because of the amount of rain.
Oh, yeah, that helped.
So yes, I do believe that there are, or has been, and that is evidenced by some of those screenshots for the patents I put up there before. These are dispersal systems from inside jets, like that. So look, it has been happening. Could they be combating it? Yes, they could. Somebody told me the other day that another reason that you're going to find this one will really spin you out, because it did me. They're spraying because they need the barium, aluminium, whatever the hell it is they're putting into the atmosphere to help keep all the ships in our atmosphere cloaked.
I like that one. That's
Okay,
cool.
that's a unique idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by way of some level of support to that, they did show certain images where they felt they could see a spaceship in the clouds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear your enthusiastic response to all of that.
My reply to all the chemtrails and all that kind of stuff is, yeah, it might be going on, but we can't do anything about it until we stop what's going on down here on the ground.
Yes.
And we got bigger fish to fry than walking outside worrying about looking at the sky every day, worrying about what they're spraying on us, because they're going to keep doing whatever they're doing until we get people out of power that are doing it to us.
There's a building on you that they want us all looking outside and up every day because they don't want us looking down, wondering what's happening underneath us. So yeah, look, certainly they're spraying something out there. Yes, it's been bad for a long time. Is it still bad? I don't know. I do tend to agree, like Sheree said with Ricardo, the level of growth on that corridor from Canberra to Melbourne is absolutely staggering. The boys will attest. We drove the thing 3 or 4 times in a matter of a couple of weeks. I mean, the sheep were head deep in, emerald green grass. You couldn't see the bloody sheep. It was amazing. Now, apparently, I don't know if that's the case in Victoria, but in certain other places where they've had great feed like that, now it's starting to dry out, and they're discovering it's drying out very, very quickly. More quickly than they're usually used to with this kind of thing, which leads to further talk about bushfires, and our bushfire season is upon us. Obviously, I think I had a photo somewhere of a no, that's not it. I had a photo of an aircraft that has a laser mounted on the nose of it. That's what they're using to start bushfires, apparently. So, yes, we need, a couple of dry weeks. It'll dry out all that beautiful grass. It'll all turn into something that's burnable. And we're ready for bushfire season. So, I mean, who knows, really?
Are you finished? I've got another.
Yeah, I think I'm ready. Yep.
Why can't you give us dates when this will all happen? I'm tired, alone, and need it to end. That was from Robin.
Oh, we're all tired. We're all tired.
The longer you play this game, the longer you'll learn. You cannot give dates out. We just had all the people saying that the election wasn't going to happen. Well, the election just happened, didn't it?
I think this lady is alone.
Call it. The other thing for that person, you need to start looking around, seeing who else in your area is there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what my place is good for.
That's what my place is about. Exactly. That's what it's built for, bringing the communities together.
Yeah,
so you don't have to be alone. You don't have to be alone, Rob.
So she must.
Anybody out there selling that they've got the inside word? No, they don't. No one on this planet has the inside word. No one's got any extra information. Nobody's heard anything extra from some special guy that's crawled out of the mountains. That's what's going on. What's going on is we're all seeing it happen, come out in the news bit by bit. We're going the scenic route, and we're getting drip fed We're getting drip fed this information bit by bit, and it's up to us to put to recognize the pattern, join the dots together, and see the big picture in the end.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. Anybody out there saying, "Oh, I've heard some special information," or this is gonna they're just filling their own boots.
I heard some special information about today, the 8th of December, 2022. 81222. 8 plus 1 is 9, plus 2 is 11, plus 2 is 13, plus 2 is 15, plus 2 is 17.
There you go, Mark.
There you go. Well,
there is your gematria. So therefore, 8th of December 2022 adds up to 17. Something's going to happen today.
Well,
there.
It did. It added up to 17.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what it did.
something big did happen today with this. What's happened tonight? I really believe that this is big, and I think this is it's just wonderful. Sorry.
When you're getting frustrated about how slow it's going, then you need to look back and see how far we've come. For some of us who've been in for a long time, back in the 90s, we heard about Epstein and the Lolita Express and all that sort of stuff. And if you mentioned any of that, people thought you were crazy. Now, it's everyone, even in the mainstream media, people laugh and say Epstein didn't kill himself. It's now a meme. That would never, we've come so far for that to happen.
That's true.
Well, if Trump didn't get elected in 2016-17 and Hillary Clinton had been elected, what would have happened? There's no way we would have come as far as we have. Look at Elon buying Twitter and exposing what had happened. That is historic. That is going to be a game changer. All of these are massive and have happened, but it's just unfortunately we keep looking forward and we want things to keep happening faster, and we're not appreciating.
Carl, tomorrow's that date in the US, eh?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's only just starting to be the 8th over there at the moment in certain places, or not even quite yet, I don't think.
And the
other one that just while I was on that about looking at what's been happening is on the US border, they're talking all now about the amount of trafficking of people that has been going on and all the implications of that. We can't talk about it on YouTube, even though mainstream media is talking about that and calling it all out. I mean, that is historic about those sorts of things being discussed in the mainstream media.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So, yeah.
It is. And the thing is that this ends when enough people wake up. It's reaching that 100th monkey. I was saying to you, Mark, this afternoon, we don't know where we are at the moment. We don't know where if at monkey 99 and we're just about to get to that 100th monkey, or if we're at monkey 13. There's a way to go before we wake up enough people. We don't know where we're at. Yeah. So, we've just got to keep at it. And we get frustrated. We get frustrated every day, and you get down and you get, Dan Andrews gets back in, you wonder what the hell's going on. But we've just got to keep at it. People don't go back to sleep. People only wake up. Once you take the red pill, you can't go back and enjoy the state.
Can I share something that when I lost my job a year ago, when I got stood down for all the don't want to take the shot, and everyone was scared to go to a rally and all that kind of stuff. We weren't allowed out of our houses, all that, and we all started finally going, let's do it, and being some of the first people out there. And I was one of the first people in my neighborhood to put a picket sign on and start walking the streets saying and the lockdowns, all that kind of stuff. And we all at the time Reclaim the Line was a big thing, and everyone had Reclaim the Line on all their shirts and that kind of stuff. And one of the things that I wrote on my shirt, on my sleeve, was never give up. And I made sure to write never give up, because I'm never going to give up. I'm 38 years old and I'm not living the rest of my life in tyranny. There is no way of doing that. And I don't think anybody else here wants to do that either. And if we give up, that's what we're going to do. So when you're having a bad day, just remember that everyone else out there is having a bad day too. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other and you'll get there at the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great words, Mark. Great words.
Okay, this lady wrote, I want my place, but people here say I'm mad and a tinfoil hat wearer. How do I do this? I said, this is not about the rubbish and the rubbish that has been done in separating families and friends. It's all about being separated, etc., etc. It's about rebuilding communities and getting back to basics, keeping old skills alive, talking and interacting with one another. That's how I see my place. And so, yeah.
Okay, I've got a. If you're looking for people who are out there and you don't know who to talk to, ask a question. It's really simple, right? It might be as simple as, oh yeah, just hi, how you going? Yeah, good. What do you think of the latest government decisions, or do you trust your government, or something like that?
Yes.
Because that will open up the port where you can get there. I'll guarantee you 98% of the people you ask that question to, they're going to go, nah.
Yes.
Oh, why? Oh, look at the interest rates going up. Bang, there's your door in. Right,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. Right, and you'll just occasional mention, and they'll out themselves, and then you'll start building your community because of that. Oh, that's interesting. Hey, listen, I'm starting at my place. Have you ever heard of that?
Yep.
Right.
Come around and have a coffee. I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. So all we have to do is get out there and be brave and open our mouths.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's the future of humanity we're talking about here, guys. It's not a game. You know, we've got to do this.
That's it. That's
I dare
right.
say over the next 12 months, it's going to become a lot easier because things like the excess death records and all of those things are coming in the mainstream media. It's becoming a lot more obvious. The corruption that was done with Pfizer and all the politicians and what's coming out with Twitter, what he's going to expose, Elon will expose. This is over the next 12 months, we're going to see this blow up, and it's going to be a lot easier.
Yeah. Remember, one of our friends from America said, Rob, that there's been a big machine made for the people, but unless the people turn it and make it work, it won't work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
This information will be there for us to put out. Sorry, mate.
No, that's all right. Yeah, bit bombers.
All right. Can I interject for half a second here?
Please do.
Okay, speaking of news.com.au and the excess deaths that you just put up, Carl, they also did a survey in October about where people thought the vaccines and bits and pieces were at. I might just try and send through a couple of snapshots to you in a minute, see if you can get them up. Okay, so give me a sec.
No worries. I noticed that there is there has been some very interesting data released recently. In one of the news.com.au articles, I only watch news.com because it's interesting to see what bullshit they're telling today. But they were talking about how they were, extra deaths, 13% extra deaths. Nobody seems to know why. Then they did a list of how many celebrity deaths there had been since the beginning of the year. I counted them, Kirstie Alley being the latest, 79 celebrity deaths so far this year.
Wow.
Yeah, but Kirstie wasn't actually jabbed.
And
no. And there seems to be some doubt whether or not she's actually dead.
Technically, Carl, with the celebrity deaths, it would be 80 celebrity deaths if you included Kathy Griffin's career.
Yeah, haven't seen her for a while.
Elon just trashed the hell out of her. She was the one who complained about something. And he basically said, "Look, you were suspended off the platform for impersonating a comedian." And trashed her. So
yeah. She
didn't recover after the Trump head thing, did she?
No. It was a long road to recover from that one.
Yeah, that was a big ask to come back from that. We might have to hang off, Vince, for another night to bring up those things. We've gone nearly an hour and 45 minutes. People
Yeah,
want
right.
to go to bed.
Just basically, it was interesting. Out of 60,060 people who obviously frequent the website up there, 46% of them said they were not coerced into taking something. 46%. So if we're having excess deaths now, if that's a good sample size, that means that 54% have been, And if this is the death rate on 54%, I'd hate to have seen what it would have been if it was like 90%.
Yeah, exactly
See?
right. Yeah,
You'll find
exactly right.
as more becomes more and more aware in the public of the excess deaths and the negative effects of it, then more and more people will come to the conclusion that they were coerced and there wasn't informed consent.
Yeah. Well, as for the ABS statistics, of those excess deaths, 20% of them are cancer related. Just as I mentioned, that's ABS statistics, so that's not something that can be taken offline for. So,
and it's also become apparent that any medicos who think they have an indemnity provided either through the government or through APRA or through whoever, you are wrong. The government has not given you any kind of medical indemnity against prosecution for doing what you're doing. Your medical licenses or your own personal medical insurers, I seriously doubt will cover you after what is currently available to them by way of information. So if you are still a medico jabbing people, doctor, nurse, bloody dentist, or whoever chemists can do it. I think Girl Scouts with half a badge for injectables can do it. So if you're still doing that, be prepared. You are going to lose everything you own. People are going to come for you.
Maybe worse.
Yeah, only immunity the Fauci gives is to the Pfizer and Moderna.
Yep. That's the only indemnity they give. So pass that along to your doctor's friend or your friends who are doctors and nurses who are still going to work and happily jabbing folks.
And remember, the excuse of just doing the job will not cut it.
There's precedent.
Yeah, true.
Yep.
Bring on the Nuremberg trials. I saw in there and a bit of a scroll. And Jay Levens, free jab at Bunnings. Yeah, it's free sausage there too. So,
is anybody, before you end up, Carl, is there anybody else in the audience who's got any suggestions for us?
Before we wrap up, have any of you guys in chat got any suggestions about? I gather you mean the subscription model.
Yeah, the subscription model or other ideas that we can use to help get us out and about.
I was hoping for some fashion tips, but okay.
I think as long as we provide like a real nice cheap base rate, so anybody that wants to support us but doesn't have a lot of money can jump in, they can get in, and then you just incremental from there. I think that's a great start. Just you don't want to make it out of reach for people, that's for sure.
Oh, no. Yeah. That's for sure. But I think this is just an amazing night. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Sorry, Carl, if he calls me the boss, so let's go. The other boss disappeared. He's furry and black. Where is he? He's the other boss.
He's on the floor.
Vince, thank you so much for what you do for us. It's fantastic.
Yes, Vince, thank you. Vince is our webmaster, and the things that he does for us, all unpaid, and in fact, he's set up everything out of his own pocket. I offered to pay for the setup cost for the website. He didn't want to hear about that. He set that up for us. So can't
you
thank you.
You are paying for the website, Carl. That's part of your expenses. I just do the work on it.
Oh, am I? Oh, good. Oh, good. All right. Well, so now I feel like contributing. That's great.
Jamie Morrison, let's ride.
Let's ride indeed.
Let's go.
That email's been sent, Carl. You should have it now.
Okay.
Okay, right. Let me have a bit of a glance. Let's see what I've got here.
There's some really interesting clips in each one of those for the questions they asked, and the responses are absolutely amazing. If you can find the one that talks about whether they agreed or didn't agree or are hesitant or whatever out of those, it's about 6 there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to... all right. It'll take me a little while to sort all those out because I've basically got to download them and then upload them, and then none of them have a name.
Right, yeah.
So it'll be a mess. We might have to do this tomorrow night. I'll bring them up then, hey? I'll sort them out.
That's right. You've got them now, mate. So all good.
Awesome. That's great stuff. Appreciate it. Okay. Well, on that wonderful note,
We're getting a
I
few,
guess-
Carl, sorry, we're getting a few requests for stickers for cars.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
When we get some money, Carl. When we get some money.
Yes. Yes. When we,
We got no money.
I can tell you that the stickers, like for the Magna Carta night, were about $500 for the 250. I think that I got. I think it was 250.
Now,
It
we
might have
need
been 300.
ones.
Yeah. So yeah, we want some Voice of Freedom ones, and they're a bit cheaper. I do have some of those. They're only little. You know, I think it shows I've handed them out for $2 or something like that. So yes, we can do stickers. I do have some of those left. Even we don't even have to go and get any more printed. So do have some of those left, and we might look at. We're changing logo a little bit, so we'll look at doing something new with that one too. Absolutely, stickers, stubby holders. What about stubby holders or other?
Not public as much though, because people drink at home mostly, you know, and they don't take it to the pub.
No, true. That's true.
Caps, yeah, caps are good.
Caps,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Caps,
I
yeah.
got a great chat the other day, and it says COVID is a big lot of bullshit.
We should be like Alex Jones and do vitamins, and we'll just do vitamin D and zinc.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
It's I think caps would be good. I think t-shirts, of course, and stickers for cars, and maybe a bit bigger than so we can get them on.
Yeah, I've also got a
pay for all this, so that's why we're here.
and we've also got an A4 size print of the night that you can download and print yourself if you've got a lot of ink in your printer, because it would take an awful lot of your ink. But yeah, that sort of stuff. If you want to make that a poster or something like that, we have that available. Just never thought anybody really wanted it, but it's there if you want it. So yeah, we can certainly make that available. All ideas.
A handout that people can go and get get printed for letterbox drops, or put posters up in towns with the Voice of Freedom and blah blah blah. You know, something we'll have to come up with something like that. Yeah. All our heads together should be able to work that out, and then people can print them off and go and get them done themselves, or print one off, take it to Officeworks.
I think Jamie's onto it here.
On Viagra tonight, aren't we?
Well, we always hope to raise you up with this show. That's all I'd like to say.
Yeah, so there you are. Someone just said, do you have a flyer on the website we can print and letterbox drop for a Rumble,
so that's
website, etc. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so no, we don't. We'll design one.
Yes,
guys, that's enough. You're going to put the webmaster under so much pressure. It's unbelievable. Cut it
out.
We know how.
Let's not upset the webmaster or the boss. So, all good.
And that'll be without walking again.
Thank you very much for coming on tonight, all of you. I appreciate, Sheree, you raising these issues, because I certainly wouldn't have. So I appreciate that, and it looks like the people are pretty happy to support that. So that's the big thing for me. I don't want to do anything without people's support. And because if I haven't got people's support, I'm not doing it for the people. I'm doing it for a different reason. That's how I view it. Everything has to be done with the support of the people, or I'm doing the wrong thing. And I don't want to be doing the wrong thing. I've done that enough in my life. I want to do the right thing. Yeah, exactly. So not that I've done really bad things. I'm not that bad.
We've all got that bad. You're fine. You do the best job in the world, Carl. We want you there. We want you out and about. We want these boys on the road with you, and let's get going.
Thank you. Thank you, folks. Sheree, SHEREE at VoFHQ.com. If you've got anything further you want to add to her list, and or any suggestions you might have further for us, then send them to her, and she will make sure they get in front of all of us and and the decisions will be made. But thank you to everybody tonight for your input.
Dad, let's ride. I think that would be a great on the end of something. Let's ride.
Let's ride. All right. Well, I happen to know there's a bloke working on memes at the moment who happens to be one of the faces sitting on this chat. So maybe he'll come up with something for Let's Ride.
You times a lot.
T-shirt. Just maybe. I don't know. Yeah. We'll ask and see. Love your work, folks. Thank you for coming on and sharing your Thursday night with us. So really appreciate it.
Thanks, Vince.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Vince. Thank you, Mark and Sheree and the Galactic Larrikins. Love your work, boys. We'll talk again soon. And you folks, can't do it without you. Thank you very much for everything that you've said tonight and the suggestions that you've made tonight in the chat. Rest assured, we will go back through all that and note all of them. And I dare say we'll have a bit of a model coming forward in the next few days or a week or so or whatever. Because we do want to make this happen. We can't make it happen without you. So appreciate it, folks, everything that you do for us. And be prepared. We're prepared to do anything for you.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back. Does anybody else want to stay? Let's ride!